Okay, so explain again what you did after the counting rice challenge. So what was your initial drive?
Well, mainly it was, first I walked in and I was hungry. And I was like, oh, how am I ever going to do this? There's so many of it. And then, I started going, I got halfway, I'm like, oh, I can't do this, like, this is ridiculous. And I kept going, and then I stopped feeling hungry, and I'm like, fuck, if you've got to drive, you stop feeling hungry. That's all you're thinking about. So I just kept going. As you can see, I'm all red, and I finished it.
But how did you interpret the challenge?
It's all about your personal best. If you feel like finishing it, that's important to you. If you don't, that's enough for you. It's all about that, just your personal
So
best.
for you, it was about finishing a race and just separating the black and white rather than counting?
No. For me, it's just about how far I can push myself. How far I can push myself. Because I was exhausted halfway through and I wanted to walk out.
And you finished separating it? Also, what did it look like once you'd finished?
2 neat piles, white and black.
Okay, number 2. What was your drive and then your interpretation of the challenge?
Can we start over?
No.
Well, basically mine was to separate the darkness from the light, but I guess while I was doing that, my mind really drifted off and started thinking of how in life things are really black and white, and you really need to count what's light, because light represents good and there's an endless amount of good, but the black, that stains the white. So what I did was singled out all the blacks and kept the whites together, and I came up to about 500 count of black lentils.
So they're numbered?
Yes, but they're in piles of 10 because they're only small piles. They can't override a big pile of light. And that's basically my interpretation of it. My mind drifted off. I thought of it differently, and once you separate the darkness from the light, you become one with the light.
Right. What did your pile look like after when you finished?
It was piles of 10 lentils. So 10 lentils per pile. 10
So numbered
across.
like soldiers?
Yes,
Yeah.
but in groups of 10.
Okay.
10 across, 5 rows down, with a pile of white rice above it. And then there was the rest that were just scattered together. They're lost.
At the bottom?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
But they're lost because darkness stains white.
Okay.
Darkness stains the light. We want Tsolakki.
That's Maria's interpretation. Just before we had Milica Pajic, and this is Marija Smiljic. And okay, now we have Tsolakki. Let me just put your face towards the light.
Alright, cool.
Okay. What was your drive and your interpretation?
I think I wanted to become completely. I said to myself before I walked in that once I start overthinking it, then I'm gonna leave.
Yep.
And that was pretty much it. I started and I counted by 50s, separating white and red, and I was white and black as I was going.
Yep.
And then once I started thinking fuck, when is this gonna end? I just got up. because you become so immersed. I think so. You become so into it, and all you can hear is your own voice going 1, 2, 3.
So you heard your own voice?
Yeah, the whole time.
Okay. And what did your pile look like once you'd gotten up?
My white was a circle
Yep.
because I could see it better, so I was just counting that, and then my black was a rectangle.
Good. See how different all three of us are.
I've got to do you now.
Alright.
What was your interpretation of the rice challenge?
Okay, so the whole time I was thinking we always do this. Remember how Mum used to make us separate the barley?
Yes.
The good ones and the bad. So I'm like, bro, this has been done before.
My mum used to do that.
And I'm just this is nothing. I've done this a million times. So maybe just brought me back to childhood a little. Also, the way I was counting was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I just simplified it. And what I did initially, I started 5 white, 5 black, 5 white, 5 black. I did that for, I don't know, a while. And then it got, then I started putting them in rows. So 5, 5, 5, 5 white, and then rows. Okay, and then 5, 5, 5 black, 5, 5, 5 black. So it's always like a balancing act. But I found that a lot of the white was like left over in the pile, and there was less black. And I found myself counting more of the white than the black.
I found the opposite for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe because they were bigger.
Yeah.
Mate, yeah, true.
Like easier on the eyes.
But in the beginning, I was counting the black more.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Did you find the experience humbling? Because that's what I was thinking, like when I left.
Well, the lady instructed us and said that it was initially an exercise for artists in order to clear their mind and like really zone in on what they want to do
simplify
after.
things.
But I didn't really feel myself feeling enlightened. I did though envision, okay, like this is me counting the rice, and I envisioned like Marina go like this. So are you kind of passing down your trophy to me to take? Yes, you are. What else? My piles, I found myself like constantly like with my little pencil like making it straight on the sides, and then at the end of it, well, what I did was I filled both sides of the pages in the tally, but it turned out that on the second page the black one was only halfway, and the white one I finished it on both sides. Signed it off with my signature. Oh yeah, and what I did in the end was with the black, I made it like a little rectangle like this, and then on the white, on the right side, I made it like that, and then in the middle, whatever was left was a square. So I guess that's just making it aesthetically pleasing, but it's a bit dumb. And that's it.